What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here. So, Grandmaster Nightfalls return next week, which is crazy and hard to believe. Here's the schedule for them. As you can see, this website is gm.report. Luminality comes out July 23rd, so Liminality, I should say. So hopefully I'm around for that, though we might have the node, so we could get access to it earlier. But yeah, as you can see, there's some new weapons. A lot of these are returning, with Scintillation being the only new one, but I'm going to go over the god rolls for all these weapons because they got updated perk pools. So yeah, gm.report is that website, and then this one is D2 Foundry. I get a lot of comments asking me what these sites are. So yeah, there you go. So let's jump into it with Shadowprice returning. Shadowprice is an arc precision frame, precision being 450 RPM. So I quite like these auto rifles. They feel pretty good in today's meta. And this one's been updated. So as you can see, we have the classic stats for all, one for all roll. So that's a very, very strong roll, especially on an auto rifle. So I'll probably be chasing, instead of that, I will chase stats for all Volt Shot. Volt Shot is excellent. There is an auto rifle. There might be a couple auto rifles now with Volt Shot. One is from Iron Banner. I can't think of the name, but it's a 720. And I really like that auto rifle. But yeah, Volt Shot, it's just an awesome perk. It can stun overload champions with the Jolt. Demolitionist is always a nice perk. Gut Shot Straight, if you just aren't very good at hitting crits, can be nice. Surplus is also nice. Surplus Volt Shot may be almost just as good as Stats for All. I wonder if the Jolt can proc Stats for All. That's something interesting. We've also got Overflow Strategist, which gives you class ability energy, similar to Demolitionist. So you could go Strategist Demo for ability-based builds. I'm staying away from Attrition Orbs and Invisible Hand. Surrounded, I don't really like it's a strong perk, but it's too situational. Permeability, if you want to change the auto rifle to match your super type. So yeah, basically there's only a few rolls I'm really looking at here. Stats for all, one for all, stats for all, Volt Shot, Surplus Volt Shot, things like that. But Volt Shot will be very strong on this thing, so I'm excited to get my hands on one of those. Pretty good weapon overall. Uzume, I used to have Snapshot Explosive Payload, which I would use in PvP, and it was pretty nice, but I'm more focused on the PvE rolls. And to me, Discord Incandescent would be like if you got a kill with another weapon, you can use this as ad clear. The return of the Deepstone Crypt Succession with the Brave weapon arsenal could roll Discord. So if you're into Discord, it's got that option, but mostly this will be used for like boss damage or like sustained damage on a champion or something. So 4th times the charm will give you ammo out of thin air, which is really nice if you're like a solo GM player like myself. Or Clown Cartridge is nice for boss DPS phases. I know Still Hunt's really the meta, but you could use this on the Witness with either Vorpal, which is 15% on this weapon because it's a special, or you could go Precision Instrument, which gives you 25% after 6 stacks. However, you have to get shots within 1.25 seconds, as it says. So once you go to reload, you're probably going to lose all your Precision Instrument shots unless you're doing like a Hunter Dodge to reload. So 4th times Precision Instrument, 4th times Vorpal, Clown Cartridge Vorpal, Clown Cartridge Precision Instrument are pretty much what you're looking at there, in my opinion. Deconstruct got nerfed. I don't really think it's worth a play, but some people like Deconstruct. So yeah, that's what I'm going for on Uzume. Undercurrent. So this is actually available this week. So if you have Nightfall tokens, you can go and get the Adept Undercurrent, which I actually did. And I got lucky. I got stats for all, one for all, but what I really wanted was disorienting grenades. So I was very curious how this would work because disorienting grenades are extremely strong and we've never seen them on a wave frame. And I took it into just a regular Lost Sector and it was not disorienting enemies. So it does decrease the blast radius. So you might need an exact hit, but even when I was getting a direct hit, I noticed the things weren't getting disoriented. So maybe you report that on Bungie.net because it doesn't seem to be working. But like I said, it is a good option if they get that fixed, which I'm sure they will. So for me, I already farmed this last season. It is coming back with like new perks, but a lot of the perks are the same. And like I said, the big one is getting disorienting grenades. So what I farmed was actually Demo Volt Shot. That was the role I really wanted. I don't think Bait and Switch or One for All is really needed on these wave frames, though like I said, I did get a Stats for All One for All, and while that seems nice on paper, when you shoot the wave frame, it doesn't hit those enemies right away, so you're not proccing Stats for All as soon as you shoot, so you kind of start reloading before you can get that Stats for All procced. But if you're spamming this, you'll have it after that initial shot. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed with the role that I got, which was this, because yeah, I would shoot it, but I wouldn't get that increase to reload speed because Stats for All was taking too long to proc because it's a wave frame. Like, it takes a second to hit all the ads. So just something to think about. So yeah, for me, I like Demolitionist. Lead from Gold is very good. Field Prep is also very good. Ambitious Assassin is very nice on these wave frames. Everyone knows it's awesome on Forbearance. So something like Ambitious Assassin with, I guess, take your pick. But for me, I'm really just going Volt Shot. These are more ad clear weapons. Maybe One for All in higher end content because it won't kill them in one shot. So it might be nice. So Stats for All, One for All in like higher end content. But for just like general play ad clear, I think Demo Volt Shot. It'll give you your grenade. You'll jolt enemies as soon as you reload. It's really nice. Like I said, I have this role and it's great. But Demo Volt Shot with Disorienting would be even better. I think mine has high velocity rounds. So yeah, very good utility waveframe GL. This is the new Nightfall edition, which is called Scintillation. It's a linear fusion rifle that is strand, and it's a 3-round burst linear fusion. So it's actually got some very strong rolls. Auto-loading firing line, I'm a big fan of. Rewind rounds firing line is very strong. Everyone knows 4th times the charm bait and switch was like the meta for a long time on Cataclysmic. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've had an adaptive 3-round burst that rolls bait and switch. Maybe we got a new one with Final Shape, but I can't think of one. So that's also a very strong option because Cataclysmic is a single shot, where this is that 3-round burst. So rewind and bait and switch could be very strong, especially now, because you can go enhanced battery, or wait, where's ionized battery? And then you can go backup mag, so you can actually get 7. See, where with enhanced, even if you run backup mag, you don't get that. So ionized battery, it kills the reload speed, but it does allow you to hold more in the mag, which means more rewind round procs, which means you're basically, once you get bait and switch going, you're going to be able to shoot it basically infinite until you have to reproc bait and switch. And that's basically what you're going for. That's why 4th times the charm bait and switch was so strong on Cataclysmic, because you could proc 4th times twice. So you could go from 6 to 10 in the mag, and that would last the whole bait and switch proc. So I think you want magazine battery and then run backup mag on it because we don't need boss spec anymore. And yeah, that's a good roll. Envious Assassin as well. Surrounded is very situational, but these weapons can all be enhanced now. So enhanced surrounded gives you even more damage. So if you got that roll, maybe keep a surrounded one just in case there is some boss that comes along that you do have surrounded procced easily for a whole damage phase, because that could be very, very strong. Cornered will increase the charge time, which is or decrease the charge time. It's faster is what I'm trying to say. And then Reservoir Burst is I'm very curious about with Envious Assassin. So Cornered Surrounded could be amazing if you can proc that. Huge DPS there, especially if they were enhanced. And then Envious Reservoir Burst has some huge utility because you could actually use this as a bit of an ad clear weapon, because the Res Burst is going to make an explosion. And with Envious, you'll overflow the magazine, so you'll get multiple Reservoir Burst shots. So that's a 25% damage increase. Bait and Switch is a 30%. Firing Line's a 20%. And Surrounded at base is, it's looking to be around 40%. And then when you enhance it, I think it's 47%. Yes, it is. So yeah, you can get some huge, well, a big variation in damage buffs. But yeah, it all depends on the situation. Rapid hit is always nice, especially on these 3-round bursts, as it's going to level out the stability and make your follow-up shots easier to hit once you hit a crit. Hatchling, Slice Hatchling, if you're making a strand build or you want some utility. Though on a linear fusion, I don't really like this. I did get the Gambit strand linear fusion with Hatchling, but I never used it. But again, it is a utility option. So this one has a lot of interesting roles. I'll definitely be trying to farm probably a rewind rounds bait and switch, honestly. They did announce in the TWAB this week that they're getting rid of surges. So maybe having like an awesome damage option in every single like element is the word I'm looking for. So like strand, solar, void, arc, all that. It won't be as required anymore. But even still, this has some of the strongest damage perks you can get. And like I said, they're all enhanceable. So a lot of rolls to chase on this one. Pre-Astyanax, the bow. Again, I farmed this one, but have yet to use it. But Shoot to Loot Incandescent is very appealing. I don't really like To the Pain. We've got Attrition Orbs. I don't like that either on a GL. Archer's Tempo is nice. Archer's Tempo Precision Instrument has great synergy. But again, it all depends on the content. Like a Precision Instrument can give you just enough of a damage bonus to one-shot a red bar, say in like a GM, instead of 2 shots. That's valuable. If it can't, then go with something else. Explosive Head basically just gives you a 15% damage increase, and it gives you AoE on a bow, which is really rare and really nice because they're single shot weapons. So I really like Explosive Head. I love Shoot to Loot. These paired together, they used to have some synergy to give you double ammo. They don't do that anymore, but it does make it easier to shoot the brick or orb. So Shoot to Loot Explosive is very, very nice. Archer's Gambit is new. Hipfire Precision Hits grants a massive draw speed bonus for a short duration. So this is going to increase your DPS with the bow. You could pair that with Archer's Tempo for really fast like draw speed. Cornered as well, though with a bow cornered, you're not going to get that faster draw time very often. You shouldn't be surrounded when you're running a bow too often. So yeah, those are the roles I'm looking at there. Incandescent for utility, but yeah, Shoot to Loot Explosive Head I'm a big fan of, though I do have a Shoot to Loot solar bow already. So yeah, I might not be chasing this one as hard, but again, some of you might have come back with the final shape, so you don't have this weapon yet, and it is very, very good. It's a precision frame, which I prefer that style of bow. Warden's Law. Speaking of god rolls that have changed, so everyone back in the day said 4th times Vorpal, that's what you want to pair with Lucky Pants, right? And let me take this off, I've got backup mag on. So you basically wanted extended mag. That would get you 22, but then as you're hitting 4th time shots, sorry, you might not have wanted extended mag. You could have got away with tack mag, and as long as you're hitting your crits, you're gonna have the Lucky Pants proc for the whole mag, where I had extended mag and enlightened action. So enlightened action is really nice because it gives you a bonus to handling and reload speed, and extended mag drops your reload speed. So enlightened action makes it feel really, really nice, and it's really, really strong because it gives you that reload speed at the end of your Lucky Pants proc, and extended mag would still give you 22. So you do not need more than 22 shots in a mag for that Lucky Pants proc. Anything after that, you lose that damage buff. So the goal always was to get that, and then you'd run like a major spec, and then it became boss spec for the champions. Well, this has all changed now because we don't have boss and major spec, so we can run a backup mag. So now I'm saying avoid extended mag, run tack mag and a backup mag, and you get 24. So again, I'm pretty positive you can't get more than 22 shots in a Lucky Pants proc unless you're like immediately swapping it, or like maybe there's a chance you can get 2 more. And if there is that chance, I'm saying go tack mag, because appended mag doesn't give you the stat bonus, but you go tack mag, you get 24 with a backup mag, because again, you don't have to run boss spec anymore. And then enlightened action Vorpal. Believe me, I've been running enlightened action Vorpal with my extended mag roll, and it absolutely slaps. 4th times is not needed. So yeah, if you're looking at a PvE roll, this is 100% what you want to go for, in my opinion. And then whatever barrel you like. I like Corkscrew because it kind of gives bonuses to all the stats that I like. But yeah, tack mag, enlightened action, Vorpal. Trust me, I have thousands of kills on this thing. I love Lucky Pants Hunter. So believe me on this one, go for this roll. If you don't have it, you'll regret not getting it. It's excellent. The rest of the perks I'm not too excited about, and they seem more geared towards PvP anyways. But obviously, like moving target Zen Moment would be like a really good PvP roll. Rampage and Kill Clip maybe if you want extra damage. Frenzy is a 15% buff. That's the other thing I should mention. Frenzy is 15% buff, and while I love Frenzy, Vorpal on a primary is 20%, and if you're using this, I basically only ever use this with Lucky Pants, and yeah, this is the roll, 100%. So get you one of these this season. I'll even go to the GM report. It first comes around July 30th, so that's like August long weekend, so good luck with that. But it is Exodus Crash. We'll see how hard that is to farm with the new changes they've made to it. So next is a Wildstyle. So here we're getting into the ones that were around last season and Season of the Wish, but it does look like they've gotten rid of some perks, which is very, very good because Attrition Orbs is absolutely useless on a single shot GL. Reconstruction Vorpal is quite interesting. That's a 15% damage bonus, but Bait and Switch is 30% damage increase. So there could be some swap rotations. I know I've made some videos recently about swap rotations and blah, 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 but there are people that play this game that do like those, me included. So I do like to have, like I have the God Roll Wilderflight, the Void version of this double fire GL. If you didn't know, it shoots 2 grenades, so it does more damage than like any other grenade launcher. So I do have like the auto-loading Vorpal, basically a God Roll of Wilderflight for swap rotations. So yeah, Reconstruction Bait and Switch is interesting, Envious Assassin Bait and Switch, and then Envious Surrounded with Enhanced Surrounded. Again, if you get some type of boss where you can be surrounded and you're able to get off one of these rotations, that would be very, very strong. For general play, I like Enlightened Action or Stats for All. One for All on these, I like more than I do on, say, the Wave Frames. But yeah, it's really up to you. But yeah, Reconstruction is always nice. It just reloads itself in the background so you can have good general play. Collective Action, Collective Action is actually pretty good on Prismatic now. You could go Incandescent. There's a lot of different ways you can go here, and it really comes down to your playstyle and what you're using the grenade launcher for. So I'll just kind of go over all the perks so you can quickly pause and read them if you want more info. But yeah, these are very interesting. You can get Disorienting Grenades for utility or Spike Grenades. So like I was saying on my Wilderflight, I got Auto-Loading Vorpal, Spike. It's very, very good because they give more damage, even though that's been nerfed slightly. I haven't actually even tested it since the Implosion round changes. So yeah, anyways, a good GL. And then the last one is the Slammer. So for me, I like Eager Edge for the utility and then Cold Steel for the utility. I also have a Chain Reaction Cold Steel, and the Chain Reaction Explosion does spread the slow. So that's very, very nice. You could go Relentless Bait and Switch for a DPS sword, though I don't love Bait and Switch on swords. I don't like just kind of how it feels. But again, to each their own. Here's the rest of the perks. Some people make a case for Attrition Orbs because you can make orbs while you're getting hits. It takes 10 hits with the sword. I don't know if the Spin to Win counts as like multiple hits. I'm guessing it doesn't because they did kind of nerf that interaction years ago. So I think it's still like 10 clicks that you would need. But that is nice for like extended damage phases because you can make an orb and keep your surges up, especially this season thanks to Argent Edge or Argent Sword, whatever that artifact perk is. So yeah, very, very interesting. But yeah, I quite like this sword. Like I said, Eager Cold Steel is kind of the one I've landed on, but I have a bunch of these in my vault, so I don't really have to farm that one. But yeah, there's some very good weapons, especially if you haven't farmed any of these. Like I said, I'm quite excited for another Volt Shot auto rifle, and Scintillation has some very appealing perks. And like I said, if you don't have a Warden's Law for Lucky Pants Hunter, definitely get one. And like I said, 4th time's not needed because we can run backup mag on all our stuff. But if you want to future-proof yourself, because they did say they're making new weapon mods, then maybe you still want extended mag, or maybe you want 4th times. Again, it's really up to you and your playstyle. But like I said, I know for me, I love my Enlightened Action Vorpal with over 22 in the mag. It's excellent for my playstyle. So yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you found it helpful and informative. If you did, a like and subscription would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching and take care.